Hey, what's up? This is Tap with POAPathon, and we're about to throw.
Impressed with the level of artistry that we have just within POAPathon. Like the artists are amazing.
We've
They're
decided to
incredible.
host a 24-hour event. It is going to run continuous around the world.
Y'all like, share, subscribe, tip. Send this out to everybody y'all know. This is episode 0, but we here. Groundbreaking.
Let's go.
It for the first time in AM.
We are live. We are live, folks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to POAPathon Live. We are live with our crew and joining us along with Genetics, Beastodon, and V-Dizzle Valerie is Art is My Weapon. And we're excited to meet you today and chat with you. Before I go any further, hey, YouTube land, can you hear us okay?
Good call. Good check. Good thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, working this week. Okay, we got a thumbs up. All right. So like I didn't want to continue on for like 10 minutes and then realize that they can't hear us. Which is what happened
But
last week.
that's
So,
some of the fun.
It's so fun, but I thought maybe today, not so much. Just, before we just go on and on and on. Oh, and if you could make me the host, Vistadon, that'd be great, unless you want to do slides.
Let's see.
Your call. Up to you.
I think I got you, fam.
Okay, you gonna do the slides?
No, wait.
Oh, you got me.
Bye.
Thought I
I got
made you
you.
host.
She meant.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Is there? Oh, there's a
Host?
There's
Yeah.
There's
okay,
a modal. There's a modal that I missed.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a long morning.
It has a bit. It's just being. We're a little rocky today. All right, all good. Let me get this sharing. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm rocky today. A little rocky. It's been a while. Okay, and thank you, JV Amadeus, for getting us this beautiful thumbnail. And of course, we have to give a shout out to Balancer DAO, our first official sponsor, and all things VBAL. VBAL is here, so make sure you check them out at Balancer on Twitter, and Discord is .balancer.fi finance. If you are interested in sponsoring POAPathon Live, excuse me, I'm a little tickle in my throat. We would love to hear from you. Reach out to us at poapathon@gmail.com or at POAPathon on Twitter. And we are looking for some new sponsors because we are fading out Balancer, so it's time to bring in somebody new. We love Balancer though. If
Absolutely.
they want to re-up, we can re-up them. We'd love you.
And we'll talk about an opportunity
Yeah.
at the end of the broadcast as well.
Awesome. And also available now, Ultrasound merch, our community and staff t-shirts. They are so cute. Love those logos. And now the rip. So what in the world is going on with these pudgy penguins? Like, why are they back? So I thought that was all of a sudden they started pumping again. And I'm like, what is going on? And they did have a new owners who bought in a while ago, but they did just announce an advisory board that has some pretty heavy hitters involved in it. And I think that has what kicked them back into gear. And they are dropping, I think, a new pudgy toys as well. So yesterday they did have the rarest one in the collection sell for over $600,000. So it was, like 400 ETH yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. And that's that little green guy in the bottom there.
Well, that's actually how I heard about it.
So yeah.
Because
through the announcement,
yeah, the Web3 Twitter.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's going on over here?
Like, what is happening? Why is this, going crazy again? And it's, it's really an interesting project that I've watched for a while since everything went down, because I remember when the founders were essentially rugging the project. They were just trying to leave the project. So they were put it up for sale. They were trying to find, so they weren't necessarily rugging, but they were ready to go. And I remember thinking at that time, when people were, there was a lot of fun, a lot of like people upset about the way things were going down and being negotiated. And I'm like, you're talking to a bunch of 19-year-olds who are in their dorm room.
If that.
Maybe they don't have a ton of business experience. So this shouldn't surprise anybody, but yet everyone was shocked. I'm like, why are you people surprised? So I'm glad that it's come to a better situation now where they can sort of move on and change up and thrive. And so it seems like it's going well. But it's really interesting to see what they're doing and that they're still going, and the community really took over and took it from there. So any other thoughts on this? Like out of the blue.
I mean, I'm kind of glad to see them coming back. I mean, I love the cartoon, the artwork. I always thought it was like super cute. And
Yeah.
I've seen the Pudgy Penguin community throughout Twitter, and I feel like they're genuinely like kind and welcoming people. I have not had a run-in with mean Pudgy Penguin owners.
Those Pudgy Penguin people are pretty kind. They're pretty nice.
I support their community. And so, you know, I
agree.
know there's people that have held on to them. And so I'm glad if they're going to be successful, if there's a team behind them that can guide and lead, you know, that project, then they're coming out with toys, then I would be happy if I were a holder too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
For
that.
sure.
Absolutely.
Essentially with like, you know, our organization here at POAPathon, Vampire attacked another project, you know, with permission, of course. But, you know, that's sometimes why I hold some NFTs, is because there's a basis of community around them.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it just needs, you know.
Sometimes the community is
pump.
the most valuable piece of the NFT.
100%.
Mhm.
Oftentimes. I'd say that's
Yeah.
true for a lot of
Yeah.
different NFT communities. I definitely would say that for VFriends, in my opinion, is one of the most valuable parts. Same thing with Nouns, the community, the ecosystem. That's pretty much everything.
We'll get to
yeah,
that.
I think the
We'll get to
community
that.
can definitely, I know, the community can definitely keep you alive too. In this situation, they definitely kept them going, which was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this probably isn't the last we'll probably see a project resurrect like this. I'm
Oh,
sure.
for sure. For sure. And sometimes it's, you know, it's not even that the project is rugging, it's that, you know, the builders are building and
Yeah.
people think it's rugging. And it's like, you know, so sometimes it's not patience and sometimes it's people moving on. And
Yeah.
in this case, it was people moving on. They were just done. And it
Mhm.
does take a lot of work to sustain it. All right. And then we have a little bit of controversy with 6529 on merch. But before we talk about that, I'm going to slide over to the other thing he did this week, which is launch a open metaverse MOOC, which is an open class through forget the name of this university. It's UNIC. I forget how you pronounce it, but it's in Greece or Cyprus. I'm sorry. I think that's separate. And it's all online and free. And I would highly recommend it. It was not without controversy also. So 6529 has been having a week. I love what 6529 does. So let me just say that. I love like following. I do love all the things he's been doing. So I actually signed up for the course, you know, and I've had people like, why would you sign up for the course? Because there's a ton I can learn all the time. So I'm a lifelong learner and I'm not going to be like, oh, I know everything. No, I don't.
Well, an interesting.
I definitely want to be
thought.
involved in that. Mhm.
Like, have you seen a trend in crypto folks or Web3 folks doing threads, like educational threads? I see like
A little bit.
a dozen
There's
a
some,
week
you know, there
now.
are the threadors, the ones who do a lot of them.
Yeah.
right.
Threadors, we know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
6529 probably being the biggest of them all with the threads. But yeah, for sure. For sure. And then he started on merch. And so I'd love to get your take on all of this. Talking about that it's dropping merchandise to build identity is confusing, the cause and effect, and that if this is your top 5 idea for digital long-term relevance, you're dead if it's merch is all you're doing. And I don't disagree with that. I think merch has a place, and it's, you know, for your true fans, they're going to want stuff,
100%.
obviously. But it's not the end all be all. If that's all you're doing, unless you are a fashion brand, that's probably not going to be enough.
I'll definitely share my thoughts, but as
What do you
a
think? And I'd love to
co-founder,
hear
well,
genetics
I'll
too.
share it after genetics because I want to. She's a co-founder of a merchandising company.
Ultrasound merch. I would think she might have an opinion.
I have a pretty strong opinion. He compared most of the merch being dropped right now as, you know, the free stuff you get from being in high school chess. His tone during this whole like rant this morning was so, I didn't get invited to the party and my punk has no utility beyond it just being a punk. And so I'm mad. And we were like, bro, grow up.
Yeah.
I think the
That's
way
totally not how I took it, but that's really funny.
that was my team's take.
Completely not,
Well,
but that is
yeah,
really interesting.
that's-
It's not my take at all.
Mhm.
And
That's exactly why it was such a thread, I guess,
Yes.
this morning. Is because
Yeah.
like there's a lot of thoughts around that. You know.
yeah, I mean, one of the things he said is, well, okay, make your merch, but don't make it official, which, you know, is interesting in the CC0 community. That's what everyone is doing, right? Because is it official? No, because it doesn't have like the dude saying this is official. It has the community saying we value the artist that's doing basically fan art and we're rewarding them for it. But on the other hand, I think the way that merch is currently being done in the merch scene is very much, you know, you're going to these mass market printers that are Web 2. You are not utilizing Web3 technology and you're not innovating on Web3 technology. And so for like a company like Ultrasound Merch, which I found it was one of the founders of, am one of the founders of, it, you know, the roadmap that we have built into it is not just make shirts, you know, sell shirts, yay. Because I can do that at my farmer's market with my Cricut machine. It's the Web3 integration and where we plan to go with.
Is that where you get the cheap ultrasound merch shirts?
Oh yeah. I mean, like literally we go to India, we use child labor. No. And a lot of these shirts that you are getting, you get, and I've heard this before, you're paying $90 to $100 for these shirts. And then you get it and it's cheap, you know, champion brand stock instead of them actually investing in, from the beginning to the end of the process, are we amplifying Web3 values, which is a living wage for everyone? Are we making sure that where our products are coming from, who's doing the printing, and making sure that like everything along the way is Web3? And so, yeah, we need Web3 companies embracing merch and not having somebody that has a voice like Punk 6529 just being like, oh, merch is just a YouTube.
Yeah, and then understanding.
So the way I take that point, I agree with you. You have, quality is obviously better, but also, you know, I'm going to say the cheap merch has a place as well.
Sure.
If you're giving out hundreds and hundreds at a conference or something like that, obviously that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm taking it from the perspective of, he's saying that if that's all you're doing as a benefit, if you're considering merch your only benefit for your NFT, to your holders, that may not be enough. And that's how I took that whole discussion. But
it's crazy because it feels like we all read parts of the whole thread and the whole debate going on.
And there's always side threads that happen, right?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing that I took from it is because there was almost like a CC0 approach that at one point I thought I was following the thread, where it's like your community gets to make merch as well. And it's kind of like a battle of the community. to make the
Well, that could be
drippiest merch.
CC0, or it could be even because a lot of the NFTs come with the IP, you can make,
Sure.
you know, or they give you up to a certain limit, like 150,000 you can make off of things that you create that you can sell. So that could be it as
Mhm.
well, of what
True.
what they're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought it was like a kind of a creative outlook on merch to hand it off to the community, and you know, have a meet just a giant screen print of a, you know, a meme from the community or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
did I meme one of his comments and put it on a shirt and send it to the printers?
I hope so.
Because
I hope
yeah.
so.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
That's funny.
Awesome.
All right, that's funny. Yeah, so and I think like when you look at CC0 communities, it's totally different because they might be funded. The merch that's being created, and I'm going to use merch very loosely because there's a bunch of different ways that's coming about, and some of it's very high end from fashion designers, and some of it's on the lower end and just for fun. And you've got everything in between, and some of that is being funded by DAOs, by Nouns DAO or other DAOs, Lil Nouns DAO, whatever it is, to be created. And then you've got others that it's just people doing their thing and just creating their own shops or what have you. So you've got a big range of what's happening in terms of merch. And I think that's probably where there's a lot of disconnect, because you do have so many different ways in which this is happening. I took most of this as being a hit on Moonbirds, but that's the way I read this thread.
Everyone's gunning for them.
Totally what I thought, because what they've been doing is sending out, so these went for how much? You know, they went for 2 point whatever ETH at the time, but then, you know, the value has gone up over time. So for the amount that they're currently going for, what they're sending out with nesting rewards looks a little cheapish. Fanny pack, t-shirt, socks, things like that. And if you're, you know, taking something that is that level,
all of
value.
which was free swag at
yeah, so it's free swag. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's where I took the criticism coming in, is that it was really directed towards them from the start, and then I think it went lots of other places. But I think that's what I was seeing when I read.
The only
It's
argument I
to
have
see
with
all
that,
the different takes on this is really fun.
Yeah, the only argument I have with that is like I have a right there. I have a Invisible Friends hoodie, and it's
the
nice
nicest
hoodie. It's the nicest hoodie I own. Like I'm waiting for it to become fall again, so I can put that thing on. I keep it in nice condition and everything. It's a really nice hoodie, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's coming in from Moonbirds. So.
Yeah, it's
people
I'm not
complain
sure the
about
quality
that a lot, too.
level, but I just know that I think that's where a lot of that was being directed. Was like, if this is all you're gonna do, you got to think of something else, because that's not adding enough value. I think that's the way I took that.
Completely agreed, but I'm just such a swag vacuum that like I love
take it all.
Fashion swag.
That's funny, a swag vacuum.
Well, you gotta live it. You gotta live it.
Well, and I look at the way that the swag and the merch was displayed at VCon, and that stuff went like that, and that was official. And it was gone like that, and people waiting in lines just to get some.
And even then, people had complaints about that merch too, and the quality of it. So sometimes I do have to admit, now being in Web3, I look at even if they're free t-shirts, I look at the quality now, and I gotta admit, I judge the project based on the quality of t-shirt they're giving me now. I've never looked at merch so intensely like that.
Yeah, it's got to be like Bella and Canvas at least. T-shirts.
Yeah, I definitely like whenever I see merch, whenever I see even in like stores, I'm going like, I'm feeling them, and I'm like, no, maybe. And then I look at where they're made and who they're made by, because that's another big thing. Being conscientious is huge.
Yeah, it's like reading the ingredients on a label.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. I don't want us to get stuck on this too long, but it's super interesting. What's this discussion that's happening, and you can find it on Punk
Twitter.
6529's Twitter, and you can also find the course that's being offered, and it has some amazing people who are going to be involved in it. So I would recommend taking a look. I also wanted to mention this Little Sisters Fund is something I've gotten involved with, and we're funding women and non-binary nounish builders. So if you are building something in Web3 and it's nounish, come on by. I'd love to chat with you more. Just DM me and I can give you more information. And we'll be on Twitter Thursday. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Twitter Spaces on Thursdays at, I think that one's at 5. I don't even know anymore. 4 o'clock. I have too many things happening. All right, and now let's move on to Art is My Weapon. I'm so excited that you're here with us today. And I wanted to make sure that we have your link tree up and your Twitter handle. Please follow Art is My Weapon on Twitter. I'm going to just say that right up front so we don't forget. And I want to talk to you about your art. So tell us a little bit about what you've been working on, how it came about, and a little bit about your story.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Tomorrow at 2:54 a.m. is my NFT birthday. So I minted my first NFT on OpenSea August 24th at 2:54 a.m. I don't know if I think that's a midnight mint on the West Coast. So, but yeah, tomorrow
Wow.
is
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And then the week after that is my actual birthday. So, and of YouTube and content creation covering this whole last year and my first year in Web3 and NFTs.
I can't believe it's only been a year. You've been quite proliferate for only 1 year. Your art's amazing. So how long have you been creating art?
Yeah.
It has to be more than a year.
Yeah, it has. I will tell a little more that I love these longer form things, but I have a different time frame of explanation of our story for this, but
sure.
I'll now with these recent not advents, but these recent events that have happened, it makes more sense with my background. So yeah, I am Ryan of Art is My Weapon, and before art was my weapon, music was my weapon when I was a little kid, and then food became my weapon. I call them my weapons. I am autistic, and they are my special interests as a common terminology in neurodiverse community. So these are things that are hyper focused, obsessive interests to me throughout my entire life, and they are also my best way to communicate myself and my heart and soul with everyone effortlessly, as vocal communication isn't always the easiest or possible sometimes. So yeah, music, art, and food are universal love languages that I'm able to freely communicate through and use them as my vessels to help everyone become the best version of themselves as much as I can help to do so. And in doing so, that's what keeps me going. But I was a research and development, kitchen and culinary innovation chef for a major national company. And I worked in the test kitchen and put food on your plate. Most likely they're in that restaurants in every state. So
that's awesome.
Getting all nostalgic, but
no, that's so cool.
Awesome.
I didn't know that part. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway,
were you in the service part, Ryan?
No, I was the test kitchen research and development. I worked in the corporate headquarters, the bottom of the national headquarters was a 10,000 square foot test kitchen that made Coca-Cola and Pepsi ooh and ah. And
is that in Maryland?
No, it's in Huntington Beach.
Oh, okay.
So that'll tell you the name of the corporation. I think that might be the only multi-billion-dollar headquartered
We
restaurant
worked it
there.
out of you.
Yeah, but that's okay. Super doxed. I was actually working on a VR test kitchen video that I really wanted to have live this morning, but I will, when I got it into 4K, it made the VR. Anyway, VR filming is difficult to do, but I had my chef coat on from there and I put a
Nice.
142 canned ham pin over it and
Nice.
over my old patch. So
I love it. It's 142's test kitchen now. I love it.
well, you know, we food nouns get in there.
love
We've
it.
got a canned ham right now, I think, literally, or something. But anyway, woo. So yeah, VR. What are we talking about? Oh yes, food.
So,
So
yeah.
I created. My job was ideation and putting and teaching. My main job was ideation and putting things that didn't exist on the menu and making them popular. But I also got to teach the general managers and everyone down, and also got to do culinary classes with high school kids. That's my favorite part about teaching was being a chef, was teaching. And so I was there for 5 years. I had a traumatic brain injury and I had to go on medical leave of absence. That corporation took very care of me and allowed me to live in hospitals, long-term health centers, acute health centers, and assisted living facilities for a couple years. And in one of my last independent living facilities, living with like 8 grandmas, I decided to start the National Art Alliance for Mental Health and Substance Abuse, LLC, which is a 501c3. I live in California. I could not afford the $800 license fee because I'm on disability, and I was alone, and I had a dream, and I dreamed big, and I didn't know how I was going to get there. The point is, after my traumatic brain injury and I couldn't do what I love to do every single day, I had to figure out something else to do with, and that's when art became my weapon. So actually I started my first painting over there when I got into my first hospital in 2017, and hadn't stopped since then.
Wow.
Because I could I found something where I could teach again, and something that I love doing, and was effortless to me, just like music and food. So
and tell us a little bit about the VR and what you're doing with that and AR.
Oh yes, I would love to. I have a few videos introducing these worlds. There are near daily updates for the technology, and I apologize. I'm gonna close this window. I feel like a party just started in my background. So sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yes, VR. Ready Player Noun is a live beta world, and I have been building that since April or May, late April. I'll have to look. Anyway, it's been a significant part of my life, and time has been super excited about building in VR, because these worlds are a bridge to Web 2 and Web 3, traditional gaming and NFTs. I'm doing a just play and earn type thing, in a way where it's a puzzle game. Once this goes fully live, and I start marketing it more for just getting it's also hard because there are 25 million Quest 2 players alone, and it's a significant amount. It's only been in this anyway, so I'm able to do a host of things that are getting added in terms of scripting and coding, all this amazing physics stuff. So I can have a painting class in Ready Player Noun, for example. We have a mini puzzle jumping game where you can jump on top of a flying noggles wearing burger, and get to the top of the clouds. You have wearable, grabbable noggles. There are different pairs, and it's a puzzle game. So when you go in there, different stuff will be there. You'll have to learn stuff about physics, walk through colliders, find little mystery noggles and things. But there's a jumping puzzle where you can jump on top of flying noggles and up to a photo booth. Yeah, there they are. Hey, you got that. And so but also in the VR test kitchen, unreal stuff happening with that, because I mean, in all the worlds in general, but I'm able to apply. I've made a Food Nouns grill and oven where you can turn on the oven and it lights up, and you put a pizza on the oven and it darkens up every time you put it down. You can take bite marks. You can have grill marks
Oh my God,
appear
that's so
because
cool.
of the coding and
is
scripting.
really
This
cool.
this update just happened last week, and I've been building and waiting for it. So even though I've been in there since May, it's just like the exponential growth that is being given to the builders and creators of this. This only debuted in December of 2021. Okay, and like it like, so it is so brand new, and I only got my quest in March. So anyway,
Which
so excited.
metaverse is this?
This is Horizon Worlds. Should have started off with that. This is Meta
Yeah.
Horizon Worlds.
I had never heard of that one either until I was looking at your YouTube, and I'm like,
It's a
oh, this is new.
sleeping
I haven't heard of
giant.
this one.
It is Facebook.
I
So
feel like I've been to the site.
Ah,
it
okay.
is. Yeah, anyway, it is Meta. So this is Meta Horizon Worlds, and like it or not, they are at the top of providing unreal capabilities to creators and builders to create worlds and experiences that are incredibly interactive. I have a stage microphone in there that, you know, we can have presentations. We can do at the grill. I'm building spices and, you know, seasonings that can be mixed like and liquids in there. So we can do recipes. I can have a full recipe cookbook in this VR world. You can go in there and just click through and scroll through with your hands and read the book recipes, and then go over and mix ingredients.
Cool.
Yeah, anyway,
Very cool.
I can nerd about that for a long time.
Kind of like Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really, really cool. So when are you going to be launching the test kitchen, do you think?
Well, I'm announcing in the video today that if you have a Quest 2, the world is not in beta, so there is no world link on my link tree. However, there will be. But for now, if you have a Quest 2, I will invite you and get you in there and do a walkthrough with you. And I am making that available now with this YouTube video I'm going to post today.
Cool.
So letting people know, if you have one, you're interested, you want to get in here. And if you're a builder and you want to learn coding and scripting and all that, please let me know, you know, so
Very
yeah,
cool.
Ready Player Noun is live. If you have one, you can go in there now. Just by clicking the link, or
I got to get myself some VR goggles.
yeah.
I need
Oh,
some
yeah.
VR goggles
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and it's
and
pretty.
Did you
This
say
looks really
VR
cool.
noggles?
I said noggles.
They are.
I did say
Those are
noggles.
wearable, grabbable VR noggles, and I in these videos that I have, you can see my avatar wearing them over my real glasses, because why would I not make my avatar also have poor vision in the metaverse?
My avatar is going to be wearing contacts.
Yeah, I used the anyway. Yeah.
That's funny.
So
And hey, Vistadon, maybe you can drop the YouTube link in the YouTube chat. That would be cool, since when we do it, it
Yeah,
doesn't work.
It hides it.
It hides it.
Is
And
it
then I
really?
want to, you
Yes.
mentioned Food Nouns. So I want to talk about
Yes.
that. And I am a food nouner.
woo.
So one food noun every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner forever. A tasty
right.
fork.
The
So
tastiest.
for those who aren't familiar, Nouns is a pretty large project, and there are a number of forks and extension projects, and this is one that you founded with Grant. And was there any other founders?
Nope.
Just Grant. Okay. And I didn't realize that you were one of the other founders. I knew of Grant, and I didn't realize you were as well. So that's exciting that we had you here.
Yes.
So that little cookie there is me. I am Cookie. I'm
You
Cookie
are.
33, and I am working on getting the current. I got a bid in on the current auction for the ketchup. So
I
I will
saw
only
that.
bid on things that I will eat and that I like. So I would never bid on mustard. I will only bid on ketchup.
Yeah.
I'm weird that way. So how did this come together? How did this all happen with Food Nouns?
Wow. Well, Web3 got me with, so my Twitter original account in August last year was food is my weapon. So I came into the NFT Web3 world with my food, even though I had already been doing art as my weapon for a few years. I wasn't a Twitterer. And so I came in there with my food is my weapon account. I met Sheffo and Grant. I met Sheffo and Abtoshi and Nono Dynamo. So those three individuals introduced me, but that was months after we had been speaking about working together with Sheffo and his project and Food is My Weapon, and what we can do and what we wanted to do. Yeah, like I've got my business card right here. That is pointless to hold that up to you, but I've got my I've got my Food is My Weapon card here. I mean, so if you see the RX,
Nice.
food is medicine. I lost over 100 pounds. I went from 254 pounds to 200, probably 30. I mean, and 100, and I'm 254 to 135 right now.
Wow.
After my brain injury. So I was able to use my certified nutrition and consulting background to eat my way back
That's
to
amazing.
normalcy or some a better, healthier. Yeah. So I'm a
Wow.
huge advocate for that, and also being neurodiverse, autistic, and with other. Yeah. So I'm able to speak to. A common thing with neurodivergent individuals is a difficulty with the relationship with food, and that's something I can intimately speak to. So texture, temperature, technique, all these things. Like someone who's autistic, maybe like making cookies and feeling that squishy dough is like
Too much.
too much, or the texture of a pudding or something. But there are ways that I can make those dishes or tell you how to do things that make it better, and just that knowledge and makes things more doable, just one bite at a
Yeah.
time. So the main thing for me, honestly, and what I wake up every day to do is to be of service with psychology. In college, I dropped out of neurophysiology, anatomy, behavior was what I wanted to do, and I became wore all these other hats. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be a therapist. I was in marriage and family therapy since I was 4 years old, going playing Candyland and Connect Four, and my parents were in MFT, and I'm still in therapy. And so me being a professional patient and someone who had written several hundred pages of my master's on psychopharmacology, why would I not continue to be of service and use my redemptive pain, my knowledge, experiences, and everything with everyone? So that's ultimately my best weapon.
Amazing.
To use all three of these things and to just help everyone.
We have one from our community,
Love that.
Crypto Bomb, who is enthused by your story. She also works in therapy, so
yeah. And at the beginning, before Food Nouns DAO, I knew nothing about a DAO. The first, and I'll go back and look at this, I started Neuroverse DAO, and that was my whole point in September, was when I said, okay, I'm starting, what can I do? And figured out very quickly, okay, the National Art Alliance for Mental Health and Substance Abuse is going to be Art is My Weapon. It's going to be Neuroverse DAO. The name Neuroverse has been taken by some, so I've stopped. I would like Imagine Nouns to be this umbrella, or Art is My, so I'm still figuring these things out, but I'm tying them all together. They're all under the same roof of my brand, so and especially these,
I love this.
nounish things.
And where do you see Food Nouns going?
Oh, yes.
Like, where do you see them going? Like, what are you working on with that? I know there's a lot. I just asked a huge question.
Well, really, it's I think it's the biggest. It's hard to say. It's hard to say how it's hard to make me speechless, but it's like we have the Nike swoosh of Web3, something that's going to be able to onboard, make people understand something. And we are the food noun fork of that. We are representing food across the world. And for me, diversity is the most important thing. Food is a melting pot. You can look at the same recipe from different people. You're going to get a different result every time. And that's the beauty of music and art and food. And so that's what's going to separate us from the rest is global. Like we are able to touch everyone across the world and make their lives better by teaching, educating, providing opportunity to create growth and small businesses, brands. My mom and aunt are both pro home bakers who make a small living. I mean, those are just my moms, but I know so many other people who have the same stories, who like don't have much, like that's all they have. And they could be, and they're not able to make like a full living from it or whatever, or don't have the network to grow like they could. Another reason is, why I do what I do is because so many people like me have, feel alone, or, up until Twitter and Web3, like I've never, even being in, I do sober Saturday meetings. I'm an open advocate for sobriety and helping recovering addicts as well. But I've never, even with meetings and therapy, I've never felt so connected with others. And for me, and someone who has, clinical depression, I can talk to a prof order. I can talk to, all of these people that I've met along the way. And, I just got off on a tangent there, but it truly,
it's a great point. And I feel that same thing. I feel that same connection that's very different than in any other part of my life. So I totally understand what you're talking about. And I see that over and over again with so many people. I think everyone can speak to that who's here, and totally relate to that, because we've all felt that same thing where we feel a different connection to people that we meet within Web3, and it's uplifting, and it gets you more creative, and it brings out all these positive attributes, which is fantastic. And I love, so I have a special place for nouns in my heart, of course, but food nouns is really interesting to me. Because the art is a little different. They took a little different take on it. They've created you both have created some of your own like attributes, traits that are unique.
I haven't contributed any artistic traits yet. That will be, we are gonna follow the nouns model of updating the contract. So, and I'm not gonna speak to time frames, but sooner than most likely it took nouns to do their annual update, perhaps, but nothing is set in stone. But we also are going to be adding more traits. Very excited for that.
I love that. I love that.
I love
so
the
for
feet
those who
and the
don't
legs.
know, like the nouns open and was working with a lot of, Gremplin, you might know Timpers. They were some of the artists who did the original nouns designs. Kaiboy was another one. They actually, anyone could go in and create a head, create a new trait, create an accessory, and put it within, there ended up being like 500 different submissions. And then they decided and they picked 8 from the 500, but anyone was able to go in and propose something. So it's a really kind of a cool thing for artists. If you're a pixel artist, to be able to get your submission in front of Gremplin. I mean, that's pretty cool.
We do have the same thing in the Food Nouns Discord. That is called the Prep Kitchen. So if you are out there and watching and you are a pixel artist, come on down to the Prep Kitchen in the Food Nouns Discord and play with get into the foodnouns.wtf website, get into the Playground Test Kitchen. Just click on the link right there. It'll say Test Kitchen. Go ahead and generate some food noun heads and see which one speaks to you. One of the things I'm also most excited about is the AR stuff. I don't know if you had something else that you wanted to speak to me, or you had a.
No, I definitely want to hear about the AR.
I have one question.
Oh, they might have some questions.
I'm saving towards the end.
Okay.
All right. It's such an off-topic question, but I just want to hear your response to it. But yeah, we can go into
talk about the AR, what you're doing. Yeah. for sure.
No, my like coffee kicked in like 20 minutes ago. So I mean,
Awesome.
yeah, feel free to.
Awesome.
We got like another 5 minutes or so, and then we start to do a wrap up. But we're good. Keep
go
going.
over the VR
going.
VR
Yeah,
work you've
we
been
want to
doing.
hear about it.
Oh, AR. So
Yeah, the
VR
AR.
okay.
is super exciting, but AR actually the alpha is that's more exciting, even though VR is invaluable to me, and tremendous, like gonna be, but AR, augmented reality, building
It's
in
more
VR,
likely, right?
it's
more
more
likely.
it's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. I'm telling
Yeah.
you that. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
super into the vein of that stuff, and like and you're not gonna get my mom to wear the headset. She's gonna throw up everywhere, like it's gonna you have to be, you can, okay, she could do it with a fan, some chewing gum, and a little
Definitely a
willpower.
fan. Definitely a fan.
Yeah, stand up,
Definitely a
doing the
fan.
thing. But and please don't be afraid to try it. It is okay. It does take some adjustment, but the point of what I am saying
Yes, it
is
does.
they are making the AR is going to what brings people into VR. And while that grows and develops, because AR and VR are this, okay. You are able to imagine playing a piano. I don't even want to go into this.
No. The gear is just getting better
Exactly,
and better. And the
every
response
day.
rate on the visual,
Exactly.
it's just less interruption to your brain. Yeah, exactly.
So for now, what I've been doing, and to do that onboarding in this early process, and that's why it's so cool with how archaic the original test kitchen video looked compared to what I'm about to release today with the grill that has the button and all the, so you can go on my YouTube channel. There are many food nouns and augmented reality. My last POAP video I just did, I've been doing I think I'm the only one. I've never seen anyone else do what I've done with augmented reality POAP dispensers. I'm sure that they're out there, but I've never seen it. So
can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what exactly
that's what that
did you do?
was.
Yeah. So
because let me bring up something really quickly.
Probably should have talked about this the whole time.
because Ryan
we kind of buried the lead.
Ryan entered the Discord in the food channel, which is funny, and he said, "Hey, foodies." That was like the first message in the POAPathon Discord. And I was like, "Who's this?" Oh, it's our buddy. It's coming on the show here.
So so talk about the AR game that you did with the POAPs. Like what are you doing there? Because that's amazing.
Here it is.
It can be a game. But when I first introduced it can be, and that's the first way that I described NFTs for noobs and dummies back a year ago, was showing Pokemon cards and so the physical ones and saying, hey, look, here's my mint card from the 90s, still minted, and now here, you remember Pokemon Go? Well, here's Pokemon Go for NFTs.
Exactly.
And so I actually called my props for this for the last several months for the launch pad was to buy lands for nouns and to be able to do these for them. And so I called it Nouns Go global objects, because that's not what the other thing stands for. So I was like, maybe I can do that. Probably not, but who knows? So anyway, that's what it is. I can create animated interactive scenes that have, that's 36 kilometers away. Oh, you've got a treasure chest over there. And I can put in my NFTs in there. I can put in whatever, we can have nouns, little nouns sitting in a treasure chest or whatever. And in New York, and have them talking to you. I can do voiceovers for them, which is what I'm doing. I'm so excited to get my stuff translated, my content, but also to have voice actors that I've got on the team ready to go. I've been doing I had something I wanted to do since I was a little kid, watching Robin Williams, like my idol of life, and and just acting and stuff. So like he's my favorite. So anyway, I've always wanted to do this. Now I have the opportunity to do voice acting, and so
you sound good on mic.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Well, you sound really good on mic, so I think you're ready.
How now, brown cow? Okay. Meet New York.
So this is going to be cool. So you'll be essentially similar to Pokemon Go, where you'll have like these little nouns or whatever. I know,
no battles.
Running around.
No
but
battles
within,
after
no raids.
If we can get some maybe we get a Nounish team to build like the thing, but with right now, AR POAP dispensers, like Ben Bodie's like, when can I get these? When can I get one of these at my concert? I'm like, dude,
great idea.
I can tell me where your concert is.
That's such a great idea. I can't even like
and I'll beam one up to you, Scotty. You know,
I want them at my conference, like walking around the conference and seeing
for real.
If I didn't want to mess up the stream, it is possible for me to have them behind me while on camera. I just didn't want to mess.
Well, of course we're gonna expect that next time.
Yeah. Well, hey,
I mean, if you want to try it, we're here for it. That's really cool. That's really cool.
We're gonna expect updates.
I couldn't.
Yeah, but I think that's really neat. That's something that's so different, and
I love the idea.
Yeah, me too. I think that would be so fun, and you should definitely connect with VDizzle with Valerie there about her upcoming conference, because that would be super cool.
That'd be amazing.
You could make it available like in life. That would be cool.
No, yeah.
I'd love to be able to do that at school and like run some sort of like, I don't know, scavenger hunt of some sort or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like those really little wavy things, but you don't need to waste all that electricity anymore. You can just pop them up on your phone and have them as big as you want. Yeah.
That's so true.
I love it. Beastadon, did you have another question of something?
I had one more question, and this is kind of off topic a bit, but Ryan, thoughts on molecular gastronomy?
Oh, good question.
My favorite my favorite restaurant that I've been to is Robuchon in Vegas while he was still alive and actually happened to be there. And Robuchon. But my favorite restaurant that has done that is Ashatz and with Alinea. So have you ever heard of Grant Ashatz? ASCHATZ.
Sometimes bad with names. Sometimes bad with names. My favorite is the guy from Chicago.
That's him.
That's him. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Correct. So unfortunately it's not the same because he's not doing it anymore.
Oh wow.
So I lost the restaurant's still there. It's just not if you know, it's not it's just like Robuchon when Robuchon died. It's not
you do like molecular gastronomy and
I think he does.
I don't have I don't have the fancy test kitchen tools that I used to, but no more, no nitrogen, but you don't need that. But like, I did do, okay. So my mom has sciatica and I don't even know if it's a 21st century. My mom has sciatica and I developed a CBD medication for her. And so, and so I was able to do, I'm not going to speak to that, but I was able to do some stuff like that for her. That's the last time I've been able to like really play around with science and because I make a holistic body care line, soaps, keratin bars.
You're like this Renaissance man.
I make my own chapstick. Amazing. I've got dog soap. My chipper baby, he showers with premium organic shea butter. All right, and cocoa butter beeswax. All right,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's incredible. That's incredible. I love getting to know these people that I interact with all the time that you just really don't know what's behind the PFP, so to speak. And it's been so awesome, like really getting to know you better and hearing all about everything you have going on. So many different things going on. It's amazing. Any other questions from genetics or VDizzle before we wrap this up?
I just have a comment. I just got to say your story is super inspiring. And I was starting to get a little emotional when you're talking about all the different transitions in your life that you've been through and, your brain trauma as well. And just to see how you haven't let that stop you at all. You just kept going, persevering. And especially with, the depression, because like, Prof said, we could all speak to some sort of how like Web3 really made us feel connected to communities and to people. And so, just your story is super inspiring. And I'm just glad to get to know you more and hear everything that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, V.
Cool.
Appreciate
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to zoom back to our slides here. Ooh, I should probably check my my bid too, see where we're going.
I think that's
All right,
over.
so
Yeah.
POAPathon Design Services. I better not be outbid. I'll be very angry.
Oh,
Better not be outbid. Nobody better be outbidding me right now. Or at least not by a lot. At least something I can outbid them. Design services. Genetics. Tell us about the POAPathon Design Services while I check on my bid.
I'm checking now.
What do we do, genetics?
Is
with
she
our design?
frozen?
Is she frozen? Did we
I think
freeze
she's
her?
frozen.
Oh, she is frozen. Dang.
Either that or
At least
she's
we got a
pretending to be
nice
frozen.
smile. Though. It's like a perfect smile. She like got stuck.
That's
on.
so funny. I totally thought she was just messing with me. All right. So we have all kinds of things that you can get with design services, POAPs, NFTs, PFPs, emojis, logos, social media posts, and more, videos even. If you have a design need, we have a solution for you. Afro piece, this was, congratulations,
Muktana.
Muktana.
Wow.
Amazing piece.
really nice
And
piece.
our Radiant winners. And this was for the infographic. And I don't know, I think we showed this last week, but then we had some
Yeah.
issues. So I don't know if it got
Yeah, we
shown.
showed it last week.
Okay.
Still a lot
pretty
of really
amazing.
great issues and great
All
issuance
kinds of
on
fun
that.
stuff. And this was some of our recent, this one is still open. Whoops, I went too far. This one is for an animated pixel art, 800 by 800 pixels in size, GIF format. So if you are a pixel artist, this is right up your alley. And we will have first place 50 USDC plus a 400 commission for 3 more pixel style works. So
Yeah,
this comes with
this is a
additional
unique
effort. Yeah,
Yep.
this is really different. So it's still open through the 28th. So get on that, artists, and make sure you join Genetics, who hopefully won't be frozen, for her
one.
for her POAP community call, as well as Mr. Mojo and Super Fizz, all our friends, at
Absolutely.
7 p.m. Eastern on in the POAP Discord. And get ready for the POAP. I have just checked it. It is working.
Let's go.
So if you have not already, download the POAP app. Like seriously, if you're here watching the show, chances are you have that downloaded.
Hopefully.
Then you are going to click on the little plus sign at the bottom where it says Mint, and then click on secret word and get ready for the secret word. It is 3 words. There we go, Mint.
Mhm.
Secret word. And then the 3 words are colorful, cave, rain, and each of those has a capital. So capital
Ooh.
COLORFUL.
No space.
A space, yes. Spaces
Oh.
between all of these. Capital CAVE, space, capital RAIN. Colorful, cave, rain.
I think that's the name of a piece
Everyone
that I
got
just
it.
minted.
Ooh.
Oh,
And it,
what is that?
yes. Did everyone get it? Colorful cave
no,
rain.
no,
And that
secret
is
not-
Art is My Weapons PFP with a little bit of added info. And hopefully everyone got that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Woo.
Awesome. And finally, do you want to talk about this birthday candle feasted on?
I'm not really sure what this represents, but it looks like, I'll tell you what it looks like.
What does it look like?
I blow it out.
Looks very nice.
Not quite yet. Not, you have to make your wish
quite yet.
first. Well, we're doing
What's
an
coming up?
anniversary special here in about a month. We're doing some contests. We're bringing a lot of, hopefully, our past guests and our past sponsors back. We'd love to have you if you have been part of us. If you haven't, approach us with that. That would be great.
And
But yeah,
that'll
we're
be
trying to.
coming in September, correct?
Yes, yeah. Our official broadcasts, which you'll know a lot more about, you'll be a part of. I'm going to make you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're all gonna have to share that responsibility. However, yeah, we
So
try to
it'll
get
be
us
coming
a
up
better. We try
in
to get a better
September.
slide together, but
So this is just a little sneak peek of something
yeah.
to come. Be on the lookout for more information as we get planning, but we're going to be celebrating the 1-year birthday of POAPathon, and that's what we're doing. So get ready.
It's gonna be
And
wild.
finally,
It's gonna be
special
wild.
thanks to all of those in the background who make this happen, including but not limited to Beastodon, Poet Viking, JB Amadeus, Genetics, Jago, me, Cryptomom, B-Dizzle, and the entire community. All the mods, everybody who's participating and helping us out in the
100%.
Discord.
We couldn't do it without the community.
Can't
Yep.
do it without the community. Yeah, so any other last notes? I just want to check the I'm going to check the
I'd like to
comments and just
I'd
make
like to
sure
ask
we're-
Ryan what's happening in the future? What are the new prospects? What's in your future that we can shill?
Well, yeah, definitely check out Food Nouns, of course, is something that is, like I was mentioning about my initial dream of having a 501c3 and a DAO, now being a co-founder of one, it does allow me many of my dreams to come to fruition in providing people a place to come together. And our fourth category in Food Nouns is called fun, and it's not supposed to have a definition, but I like to think of it as food uniting nations and food uniting nouns. So
Mhm.
that is the best way that I have to help people grow and grow with them right now. But I do have my Discord. I just got it zipped up to where it's been an invite only by owning an Art is My Weapon NFT, because it's a mental health based or originally founded. I wanted to preserve the sanctity of that and have only awesome people that want to be there. And that's why I've made my NFTs like super affordable, and I'm on different blockchains up until recently. But it's stay tuned on my Twitter. I am building imaginouns.wtf. I've got and so I do need that landing site is and artismyweapon.io. So those are coming, but Twitter is my main vein for all information and new things. Please, I have a
Awesome.
giveaway for a graphics tablet and a Nounish art class on my Twitter. It is my
amazing.
pinned tweet on the Art is My Weapon Twitter. I was able to give away a XP Pen Artist 12 to a 12-year-old kid, and it was really cool
So cool.
so this is funded by Nouns Prop House. I was funded to do a prop, and I am so excited to have my dreams be a reality and being able to provide an art tool like a graphics tablet. So fill out
That's amazing.
do a
Amazing.
Nounish piece of art and get your submission in there, and that'll get drawn
Cool.
at the end of the month.
So
Very cool.
one more question.
So make
One
sure
more
you
really quick question.
follow on Twitter.
100%. And we posted and we'll continue to post. Thoughts on Jose Andres? Chef Jose Andres.
Yeah, of course. No, he's we have so on our team. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this.
Oh no. Well, we love Alpha.
We are getting some cool people in Food Nouns.
That's amazing.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, we can leave it
So
at
he's
that.
not even
we
talking
can
about
leave it
me.
at that.
Big fan of Jose.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
highly recommend you guys jump in that Discord, even if you don't own a Food Noun, and hang out and see what's going on. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that's developing over the next few months, or over the next year, I'd say. There's going to be so many cool things. That's one to watch for sure, because I just know the hearts of the people who are in there they're going to pull some amazing things together. So be sure to watch for them. It looks like I'm still winning at this point. We got 17 minutes till
Oh
Alpha.
no.
Shout out to Robot Fish Girl
All right.
that for not bidding. I appreciate you. for not bidding against
Oh,
me.
no.
It's nice when you start to get really in this community, because it's a lot of times the same people bidding on things,
Mm.
and we all know each other. Like, bidding.
I mean, I was
Organized
It's
chaos.
happened a couple times. It's pretty funny. All right, any last words? We gotta sign off here.
Last thing for me is I am holding a conference here in San Diego, Web3 SD. It's going to be October 22nd. It's a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then in the afternoon, there will be a fiesta party at the rooftop. So it will be at the Central Library in downtown, which is very symbolic because we want you to come and learn about all the different branches that Web3 uses on the blockchain technology. So we'll have things about NFTs, DAOs, and all of that.
I wish I could go. I couldn't.
I
figure it
know. I
out.
wanted Prof to speak because
No.
she's so good at the IP and copyright and all that. But if you are interested in speaking, feel free to reach out to me. You can go to my email, which is valerie@web3.sd. Shoot me an email there. Or I'm also looking for a social media manager. So if you're interested in wanting an experience on creating content for our Twitter, it's very, very light work. And you'll be working with the team to do creation for infographics and such. Feel free to reach out to me and we can also discuss compensation as well.
What organization is
cool.
that, Valerie?
Web3 SD.
Web3 SD.
Awesome.
Amazing. All right.
Woo.
Well, thank you, everyone.
That
This
was
has been an
great.
amazing show. Art is my weapon. So appreciate you coming on and sharing all that you were doing. Like, there's so many things. So please check
Thanks
out
so much.
Art is my weapon
pleasure.
on Twitter and the link tree that he has linked from there. You'll find all the things he's doing. Amazing art. And thank you all, and we will see you all next week.
Oh, we'll
Thank
see.
you,
We'll
Prof.
see. We'll see him on the community call, right? On Friday.
We'll see you on
1
the
p.m.
community call on
Eastern.
Friday. Sorry, and then we'll
in
see
Discord.
you next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Day Spice.
Woo!